watching everywhere you are. I'm your host, Erika Santos, and guess where we are today? The Brooklyn Brewery. Where else but in Williamsburg, Brooklyn? So guess what we're going to talk about today? Beer, of course, and it's for all you beer connoisseurs, or maybe you're not so beer connoisseurs, because I'm not exactly one myself, but I'm definitely going to become one today, so stay tuned.
Together, we're going to talk about beer, our company, you know, we're going to shoot the shit a little bit too. So whatever you guys have questions about beer or anything, please feel free to ask. This tour is for you guys to enjoy yourself. Don't feel like if you're, like sometimes people say, oh, I'm not a big beer drinker. It doesn't matter. This is just for fun. Beer is fun. We're going to get drunk. We're going to have a good time. So I want to teach you how we taste beer here at Brooklyn. Now, it's a 5-step process, which sounds incredibly long for tasting beer. You know one step, which is to drink it. But the 5 reasons we do this, not 5 reasons, the 5 steps are to kind of culture our palate and to culture ourselves about what it is we're going to drink. So yeah, let's get a night.
Come on, guys.
Keep coming over. It's all right.
Tour we've ever had. Oh,
yeah, you guys. Yeah. I knew you were going to be trouble. I could tell right away. With that, first thing we want to do when we're tasting beer is just look at it. And the reason we want to do that is to get an idea of the color of the beer. Is it clear? Meaning, can we see through this beer? You probably have a little condensation on your glass, so wipe that off. So this beer is clear, you can see through it. It's got a nice amber color to it, a little bit of head on it. So we just want to start filling in some of the ideas about what this is going to be. So the second thing we want to do, we're going to smell this beer twice. The first time is very, very quickly. So you can either take it really quickly on your nose, it's called a drive-by. You can also do the bunny rabbit sniff, which is a bunch of little... Gabe prefers the bunny rabbit, whatever you want to do. Again, this is your time to enjoy yourself. You can drive by, you can bunny rabbit, you can do both. It'll be fine. So just kind of get a little bit of that aroma. Aroma is a really important part of flavor, as most of you know. It's like 90% of flavor is coming from the aroma, so we really want to take the time. And all the beers, I really recommend you do this before you taste them, just to really get an idea of what it is we're going to drink. So now we're going to take a big old sniff of this beer. So what you should do is kind of swirl it around, pretend you're a lord or something, swirl your beer around a little bit, and then get your nose into that glass. Take a big old whiff. Don't get it up your nose, which I've done many times. And these are your souvenir glasses, the glasses you have in your hand, you're going to use for the whole tasting. So whatever kind of weird nose gunk you get on there, that's yours anyway. So that's only going to enhance the flavor. A little piece of you in every beer. So this is going to bring us to the final and most important part of the tasting, which is really drinking it. So if anyone's familiar with New Belgium, does anyone know New Belgium Brewery here in the States? A few people? Shake your head or make some kind of affirmative guttural noise. Yeah, very good. Now, New Belgium, one thing about craft beer that I'll say right now is that it's fun. Like this is, we're competitive with each other, but kind of how you're competitive with your brother or something. You know, you love him, but you want to kick his ass. Craft beer is this brotherhood. We get along, we hang out, we try each other's beers. It's not kind of thing where we're like beer wars, not talking to other places. So these guys from New Belgium came in and taught us this way they taste beer. The reason they do this is it really is going to unlock a lot of the flavors in the beer that'll pass you by when you take a quick swig. So this is a good time to, again, reiterate, no judgment zone here amongst us. Nobody is judging anybody here. We're hanging out, we're having a good time, no negative stuff. So what we're going to do with that said is hold our nose. We're going to take a sip of beer, swallow the beer, and then let go of our nose and exhale out of our nose. So what it's going to do is it's going to open up a lot of the flavor of the beer. So we're all going to do it together. We have cameras so we know what we're doing. That's all right. Yeah. No, it's okay. Whatever you do, again, no judgments. Small judgments being made. So let's do it together. Swallow. Look over your nose and breathe out.
I didn't follow directions well. I'm out of here.
All right, so you know,
control. I'm done.
This is just the first like 3 ounces of beer we've had. It is a flowering vine. So I have some actual fresh hops here. I'm gonna pass them around in a second. I'm trying to find a good one. But they're like little cones. They look kind of like little green pine cones. They have leaves on them. This is a fresh hop, sometimes called a wet hop. What we're gonna use here for brewing are these guys. These are hop pellets, condensed version, a little bit easier to use. And so you're tasting the IPA right now. What you're really going to notice there are the hop flavors in it. If you don't like IPAs, you've probably tasted this in something else, because who here has tried marijuana before?
All right, so our guide Tim is now taking us into like the Thunderdome. Actually, not the Thunderdome. He's just going to show us some extra stuff. So come along, and I have my beer with me. You see all those people over there? They're all drunks. But it's for the good of the show and the tour. He knows a lot about the beer, way more than I do. I would say I'm not a beer connoisseur, and I will continue to say that throughout this entire episode. So Tim, tell me a little bit about how long you've been here, why do you rock this town as a guide, and what do you love about it? Obviously, besides
Right. I've been here for about 4 years. I've been a guide for about 3. It's a great place. It's a great environment. A lot of friends work here, friends that outside of the brewery that have got jobs here. So it's a nice environment. Everybody's great. I love the history of this company. As a guide, as someone talking about the company, I get to talk honestly about the history and not have to make it too dramatic or just talk about a couple rich guys who just opened up a business. You know what I mean?
So do they make you go through like something like intense training kind of thing? Because you obviously know a lot. I know you've been doing this for a few years, but
well, one of our founders, Steve Hindy, wrote a book called Beer School that talks about the history of opening the brewery, and it's actually a great book for a small business, someone opening up a small business. So reading that, seeing the tours, talking with Steve and some of the other guys here, they really want us to know the history of the brewery and about beer in general. So but they just threw me in. They just said, you'll be fine.
One of my last questions to you is, he's doing a great job, but there's a lot of things going on behind us, and he probably wants to get off the camera soon. But
no, this is fine.
What if there is a favorite? What's one of your favorite beers that are here at Brewery?
Well, that's funny. My favorite beer that the brewery does is our brown ale.
Okay.
Second beer we ever did as a company, really nice English style brown ale, kind of a little bit sweet, a little toffee flavors to it. A beer that you can drink year round.
Got it.
It's one of my favorites. And then also the Brooklyn Lager, first beer we ever made. I still go to that beer all the time. I love it. I still think it's one of the best.
All right, so Tim is encouraging you all out there to come here and see him be like one of the most terrific tour guides ever at the Brooklyn Brewery. Yeah, you gotta hype him up a little bit. And come out and come try all the beers here that he recommends, because you're gonna love it. Or what are you gonna do? Kick their ass?
No. You just keep drinking and it all works out.
And then it'll work.
Life works itself out.
You're right. We've got Adrienne here, and we hear that she is a beer connoisseur, beer guru. What is it that you know so much about beer? So what's going on? Are you trying to get a job here at the brewery or something?
No, I've found a hobby in beer, I guess. I've sort of learned to have fun with it more in the learning process, and rather than the let's get drunk off of the.
Am I allowed to? You can say whatever you want. She
the
can ask me
shittiest beer.
Look how nice she is.
Rather drunk off of the shittiest beer that you can find. It's kind of nice to actually find like beer that tastes good, and you can actually learn about the process and what's in it and what it smells like and how it's made.
Wait, so is this your first time here?
I was here when I was younger, actually.
Younger? What?
My parents took me when I was really little.
Oh, they were encouraging irresponsible drinking.
No, but now I'm 21. I'm newly 21. So now I can actually come on the tours where you get to taste the beer.
Got it. How did you feel about the tour and like the beers that you got to drink, and how did you feel about the whole guide thing?
Oh, it was really good. The guide, he knew everything. I asked a lot of questions, and he always knew the answers, which was a good thing.
Makes for a good
It's
tour
like
guide.
awkward if he can't answer my questions, but
So we're glad you knew how to answer the questions, Tim. We got Al here, and he's a whole lot of man. And he told me that, well, actually, he didn't tell me if he loved the Brooklyn Brewery. I think I'm just assuming that he does. But what did you think about today's tour?
Today's tour was the best. Brooklyn Brewery rules. You hear me slurring a little. Too many beers. But no, good time. Had a lot of fun. The tour is excellent. The tour is it's on the money.
We're back, and we have Gabe with us, and she is the tasting room manager.
True.
I want to make sure I get that. She has been absolutely wonderful to us this entire time that we've been here. So, besides myself and my cameraman and the audience of Everywhere You Are, we would like to thank you.
No problem.
So, tell everyone a little bit about your hours, what the tours cost, how long it takes, the basics that they need, so that I make sure that they come here and
Yeah.
see you and one of your lovely guys.
Yeah. So at the Brooklyn Brewery, we just have so much going on here in the tasting room. This tour that we're on right now is called our small batch tour. We do those Monday through Thursday. It's 5 to 7. We sell tickets for those online on our website, www.brooklynbrewery.com. Those tickets, when you buy them online, are $10. We also hold some walk-in tickets at the door, just for folks who are coming through on vacation, maybe didn't buy a ticket or tried to and they were sold out. Those tickets are $12. Gets you, I would say, a pretty awesome 2 hours.
It
Not to give too
really
much
does.
away.
And you get a lot of beer. You taste a lot. You're probably going to leave a little bit with a buzz.
Yeah,
Especially if you didn't eat beforehand.
It's true. Well, don't worry. We got a guide of all these different bars and restaurants in the area that carry our beer, sell good food that we like that goes well with our beer. However, if you don't really like making plans, which I'm kind of like that myself, we're also open to the public Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. No reservation needed. Totally free to get in. Friday nights, there's no tours. We open at 6 o'clock. My personal favorite way to spend a Friday night in Williamsburg, come here around 7 o'clock, order a pizza, probably from Vinny's. Cowboy Pizza is my favorite. Hang out, play some cards. We close up by 11, so you're home, not to be home for brunch the next morning. Saturdays and Sundays, we open at noon. We close at 8 o'clock on Saturdays. We do tours on the half an hour, starting at 1 o'clock, last tour at 5. And on Sundays, we open at noon as well, and then last tour of the day is at 5, close at 6.
For some reason, I feel like Gabe really knows her shit.
No. She does. She seems like she does. Well, you know, when it's working for the Brooklyn Brewery, managing the Brooklyn Brewery's tasting job, it's not hard shit to know, frankly.
That's what we like to hear. Thank you so much, Gabe, for being awesome. She's drinking. She didn't even get me a beer.
I'm
What is
sorry. I gotta go get you a beer. I'm so sorry. What kind of host am I?
I know, but actually, she was great. Thank you very much for coming on the show.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you. Now that's a pro for you. Thank you very much, Gabe.
Anytime.
Let's try out this Brooklyn Summer Ale. I like that a lot. As I told you before, I'm not a beer connoisseur, but I feel like I've become one now. I want to say thank you to the Brooklyn Brewery for letting us come here and shoot Everywhere You Are. Thank you, Gabe, very much for showing us around / the free beer. So, Gabe, you want to say bye to all the audience out there?
Bye, guys. Thanks for coming to the Brooklyn Brewery tonight.
Bye. Thank you.
I'm dreaming wide awake.